my headphones. Okay. It is a truth universally acknowledged that world peace is possible. Just apply Jane Austen. Today I'm going to introduce you to the world of fan fiction and the subcultures that result as a part of from these French communities. For over 5 years, I ran a fan fiction community that was considered one of the best. Today you will learn what fan fiction is, what kinds of fan fiction are out there, and what I learned from my time leading a fan site. The first thing you need to know, of course, is the most basic jargon of fan fiction, also called fanfic. The people who participate in various fanfic communities are collectively known as a fandom. My fandom of choice followed the great English authoress Jane Austen. Fanfic communities venerate the body of work of their particular obsession. Austen's fandom is predominantly female, and most are all fans of her books, though Pride and Prejudice, also known as P&P, is by far the most popular of her novels. When the Keira Knightley movie version of P&P came out, there was an influx of teenage girls and who had no experience with the novel, and many old-timers were annoyed by their lack of commitment to the work. There are fandoms for TV shows like Supernatural and Star Trek, and there are, of course, fandoms for novels. J.K. Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter books, is openly supportive of all the rabid Potter fans out there who express their love by writing an original work containing Rowling's characters, while Anne Rice stifles anybody who looks cross-eyed at her beloved brat Prince Lestat. Pride and Prejudice, the story of Elizabeth Bennet's reluctant romance with Mr. Darcy, provides an excellent example of the kinds of fan fiction that one can experience. Having ended just after Lizzie and Darcy's marriage, Austen fans hanker for more, and those who have the ability to tell a story can do what is called a continuation, which of course continues the original story. There are also what-ifs, which often change a single detail in the original story and suppose the results as the story to tell. A special adaptation of the Austen fandom is the modern, where the 200-year-old story is brought into the present with current social attitudes like living in sin and modern conveniences like Jimmy Choo's. Occasionally there are parodies of the original work and tributes that pay homage to members of the fan fiction community. I became a Janeite in August of 1999 after I watched the A&E BBC production that starred Colin Firth and Jennifer Ely as Elizabeth Bennet. And Colin Firth is Mr. Darcy. I had read the book in college, but seeing it on screen left me needing more. Thanks to Google, I ended up at the Republic of Pemberley. From there, I ambled over to the Derbyshire Writers Guild, DWG, and before long, I was writing my first piece of fanfic, Margaritaville, or Perfect Purgatory, a modern that saw Darcy head off to a tropical island after Elizabeth rejects his marriage proposal. I eventually grew bored with the PG-13 atmosphere of the DWG and began my own site, the Hyacinth Gardens HG, which offered romance novel type love scenes instead of the implied lovemaking at the DWG. In the 5 years that I ran the HG, I completed at least 2 novel-length fanfics and 1 completely original work that was posted to my site. It would have never been completed had I not had the feedback from my readers. I learned what works for an audience and what doesn't. Writing fan fiction made my writing stronger and much, much better. I also made hundreds of friends from all over the United States and Canada. I even hosted a couple of Australians in my own home. They had come to the States for fan fiction related events that I had planned. I've met ladies from England, France, and Brazil, all because of fan fiction, proving to me that one of Jane's magical powers is the power to bring people together. That is the most important thing that I have learned from as a very small part of this global community, the friendships. When I was involved with the DWG, I met two women, one who lived 45 minutes away and one who lived 4 hours away. That was over a decade ago. We're planning to see each other next month. We've been there for each other through all kinds of things. One of the girls lost their son. They were there for me when I lost my grandmother. Another friend currently living in Canada invited us all to her wedding. And yet another friend who lives in New York makes it a point to get to the Midwest whenever an event is held just to visit with me. She is one of my biggest cheerleaders and one of the loveliest women I know. The hours of fun and friendship that I have felt being a part of this community do not have a price tag. The joy and support I have got, these people have given me over the years is immeasurable, and I feel privileged to have been a part of this community for as long as I have. I hope that you now understand the basics of fan fiction and the impact it can have on the people who participate. That it gives you that it gives a sense of community, strengthens writers, and is a creative outlet for folks who need it. As I said in the beginning, world peace is possible. Just read Jane. Here are some of the fanfic communities that, if you are interested in, you can find them on the web. www.meriton.com is Jane Austen, and it's probably the most current and most thorough site. HG is no longer around, unfortunately. www.fanfiction.net is a gateway to all sorts of fan fiction, TV, books, movies. And www.fandomwank.com offers critiques on some of the worst fan fiction that's out there. Because trust me, there is some very, very bad fan fiction. So I hope you find a new obsession next time you're online and you're bored and Facebook isn't doing it for you. Go here to any of these and fandom wank yourself off. Thanks.